Till, thank you so much for making time today to talk with me. You've been in this field of open source law pretty much as long as anyone in Europe, I guess. And I wanted to ask, how did you enter it? How did you enter this field so early?
Well, to be honest, by coincidence. So at that time in '99, I was doing my PhD thesis in Munich at the Max Planck Institute for classical copyright law and moral rights in copyright. And someone was talking to me at a party and saying, oh, there's this GPL and you're allowed to modify the work as you want. So, how could that work under European copyright law? And that was a starting point. And with Axel Metzger, we started to do research and published in a law journal an article, the first one in Germany, and we got a lot of feedback and interest in that, and then there was some dynamic behind it.
Axel is someone that I also know quite well, and I believe he's taken a more academic route compared to your own legal practice route.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's now working at the university in Berlin and doing all kinds of IP law, but also classical civil law, but he's still engaged in free software and open source matters. So we wrote a book together, and now we are in the 4th edition, so it's quite well received.
And in all of these years you've been in the field, almost 20 years now.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I know. What's been the most interesting development that you've seen in free and open source software law?
Oh, there are so many interesting developments. That's difficult to say, but I would say, for me personally, the most interesting stuff is that you have really to understand why a rule in law really exists, because free software licensing is a little bit different than classical licensing, and therefore to understand how it works, trademark, patent law, warranties, anything, you have to understand how the law works and then to readapt it to this license model. That is extremely challenging and interesting.
And how about looking forward in the next 12, 24 months? Do you think there's anything we should keep our eyes open for?
I think indeed that the Open Chain initiative will be the important big thing for the next years. And so what we need is best practice information for the users, for those who want to be compliant. And I always say that's strange. If you look in the internet, you've had so much information, but simple information, what are your license obligations under different licenses, or which licenses are compatible, or stuff like that. Difficult to find. And it does not make sense to work in the field of collaboration and do not collaborate in creating such legal information. And I think now the time is mature enough to do that work.
Thank you so much for your time, Till, and thank you for your insight.
Pleasure.